Hello, and welcome to Lawful India. I'm Rakesh, and in today's episode, we will be discussing a significant recent decision by the Supreme Court of India. The Apex Court has refused to entertain a plea seeking to criminalize sexual offences against men, transgender persons, and even animals in the newly introduced Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023. So, what does this mean for India? Let's break it down. To give you some context, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, or BNS 2023, is a proposed replacement for the Indian Penal Code of 1860. While the government has promised that the new code is aimed at bringing comprehensive reforms to the criminal justice system, it has also sparked debate over what should be included in this law. The IPC, being a colonial-era law, has long been criticized for being outdated and not reflective of modern societal needs. However, one glaring omission in the new BNS draft is the absence of provisions criminalizing sexual offences against men, transgender persons, and animals. A petition was filed before the Supreme Court, challenging this very omission. The plea argued that sexual violence isn't just limited to women, and it's high time Indian laws recognize the reality that men, transgender persons, and even animals can also be victims of sexual offences. The petitioners demanded legal protection for these vulnerable groups, in line with Article 14, Right to Equality, and Article 21, Right to Life and Personal Liberty, of the Constitution of India. Currently, most Indian laws, such as Section 375 of the IPC, which defines rape, focus exclusively on sexual violence against women. Men and transgender persons are left with no specific legal remedy for sexual offences under the criminal law framework, though some protection exists under limited sections like Section 377. However, the Supreme Court recently dismissed the plea, stating that such reforms fall under the domain of the legislature, not the judiciary. The court essentially conveyed that while the issue is important, it is not the role of the judiciary to legislate on such matters. It urged the petitioners to approach Parliament with their concerns. This has left many legal experts and activists questioning why the BNS, despite being a reformed law, continues to exclude certain groups from basic protection against sexual violence. Segment 4. Legal analysis and expert opinions. So, what does this mean legally? By refusing to entertain the plea, the Supreme Court has, in a way, reaffirmed the separation of powers between the judiciary and the legislature. It's up to the lawmakers to introduce or amend provisions addressing these concerns. Many experts argue that laws like the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences (POCSO) Act already offer some protection for minors of all genders. But when it comes to adult men and transgender persons, there is a clear gap in the legal framework. In cases of sexual violence against animals, Section 377 covers unnatural offences, but again, there are limitations. The BNS aims to modernize the law, but its critics argue that true modernization should also involve expanding protection to every individual, regardless of gender or species. Segment 5. Impact on society. What does this mean for society at large? This decision underscores the need for societal change and legislative attention. Men and transgender persons face significant underreporting of sexual violence due to social stigma and lack of legal protection. As for animals, activists continue to demand stricter penalties for those who engage in acts of cruelty and sexual abuse. Here's what the public had to say about this issue. I think it's high time the government introduces laws that protect everyone, not just women. Everyone deserves justice. Animals also need better protection. We should have stricter laws to prevent cruelty against them. Segment 6. What's next? What's next in this legal battle? While the Supreme Court has directed the petitioners to the legislature, it will be interesting to see if Parliament takes any steps to amend the BNS. Will the government bring about an inclusive legal framework in the near future? Conclusion. To conclude, while the Supreme Court's decision is in line with the principle of judicial restraint, the broader issue of sexual offences against men, transgender persons, and animals remains unresolved. It's now up to us, the citizens and lawmakers, to push for legal reform. Thank you for watching Lawful India. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest legal news and analyses. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Parliament should take action? And hit the bell icon to never miss an update. End credits.